Good morning, happy Wednesday. It's time for Winging It Buffalo Style. I'm Diana Fairbanks.
And I'm Anthony Conji, in for Matt Snyder again today.
Yeah, we're going to have a great day today. We're super excited. We have Chef Joe from Mulberry back in the kitchen today. He is making a broccoli pasta. Oh, it's going to be so good. You know it's going to have that mulberry touch on it.
Looking forward to that. Obviously, also on Wednesday, we like to focus on health and wellness. So we sent Matt not to one, but two different types of workouts. And it's something you may not expect. I know you were saying you were really excited about this.
I am really excited about this. And part of me is also really excited to see Matt do it. It's kind of like ballet for grown-ups, so it's going to be super good. That's coming up in just a little bit. We also want to talk about quitting smoking. It's an easy way for people to get healthy if they are smokers, but it's sometimes a really hard thing to do. We're going to get a little help from some experts here in Western New York.
Absolutely. Looking forward to all of that good stuff.
Of course, we do want to talk about Oklahoma. It's a story that's just dominating news headlines around the world, but there are some really great positive stories coming out of this as well. For instance, a woman, an older woman who had her one true companion, her dog, feared that she was lost after the tornado, but look what happened during a television interview.
Hi, puppy.
The dog.
Oh, help me.
Help Megan.
Oh, Bouncy. Oh. Well, I thought God just answered one prayer to let me be okay. He answered both of them.
Great story that was, too.
Goosebumps
We saw
time.
that yesterday on, I believe it was the morning show. And actually, there have been many of these instances besides just this one. This one is deservedly getting plenty of airtime because there's just such an amazing story from this woman. But apparently, a lot of people have been separated from their dogs, and they've been able to reconnect with them. And so if you guys just go online, there's all kinds of wonderful stories about being reunited.
You know, and there are some really emotional pictures, too. There's one woman who has a little tiny kitten in each hand.
Yeah.
Horses, a lot of story about the horses, because it is a lot of horses out there. Some really great stories about that. So we have more information on our website, WIVB.com. Well, a lot of the folks in the Winging It office this morning talking about this mother. You know, we talk a lot about bullying. Bullying is bad. Like,
Absolutely.
we get that. Everybody agrees to that. We have the News 4 Bully Project, which is really great for outreach. But what would you do if you were the parent and you found out that your child was the bully? Well, that's exactly what happened. And this mother decided that she was going to teach her fourth grader a lesson about the power of bullying and how she wasn't going to allow it. So she headed to a local thrift store, picked out clothes that she knew her daughter would think were atrocious, and replaced her entire wardrobe with this because her daughter was picking on the other girl for
Based
wearing,
on what she was wearing.
ugly clothes or whatever the bully thought, you know. And so her mom found out, and so she said, you know what? Let's see how you like it.
You know, when I first heard about this, I thought, oh, that's great, you know, teach him a lesson. But then on the other hand, we were kind of talking about, as you mentioned in the newsroom, a lot of different viewpoints on this. One person pointed out, well, that's not necessarily good for the other girl because she still has to go and wear these type of clothes and whatnot. So she's kind of just almost reinforcing this is bad in a way. So, I mean, I get what they're saying.
Right.
I don't have children, so I could say that I was one of those that was raised, if you do this, we're going to have you almost walk a mile in their shoes.
And that's what this mom said she wanted to do. Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know. It's kind of interesting because on one hand, there's tons of wonderful things at the thrift store also, and I know a lot of people shop there on the regular.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's painting a negative image toward that also.
You know, I don't know, but I tell you what, this is one of those stories that's getting a ton of comments on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
People are just lighting up over it, and it's been interesting to hear people in the newsroom, especially parents in the newsroom. You know, and I know a couple of people who are about the same age I am and have children about the same age I do, and there is a real emphasis on positive parenting. And is this positive parenting if you're teaching a lesson through a negative door? You know what I mean?
And another one said, you know, okay, maybe you take away their nice clothes, take away their cell phone, take away their television rights, different things like that. And that's probably how more I was raised, I would say, you know, like if I was doing bad in school, it's like, well, you don't get any TV or video games or anything like that for a week or something.
Well, and you know, for me, I think I would just be so sad if I found out that my child was a bully that I just wouldn't even know what to do. And then you have to kind of reflect on yourself. What did I do in my parenting that created my child as a bully? You know, what role do I take in that responsibility? And then it becomes really super heavy. But the conversation doesn't have to go quite that heavy. Go to our Facebook page, though. Read some of the comments.
There's some interesting ones in there, too.
You know, this next story is getting me thinking a lot too, because I had never thought of this. Netflix. Everybody loves Netflix, but what do you do if you and your spouse watch some of those on-demand shows, but you don't watch them at the same time? Do you then try to coordinate your watching efforts? And if you don't, Do you Netflix cheat? According to a survey conducted by Harris Interactive, 51% of Netflix couples have cheated on their significant other by watching these on-demand series or movies ahead without them. Even more interesting, only 14% of the people who watch ahead actually admit to it.
Interesting.
Another 32% must be pretty good actors because they watch again without admitting their indiscretion. And you know, I have to tell you, most of the shows I watch anymore are on demand on HBO Go, on Netflix. That's just how I watch it. I've got my phone, I've got my iPad, I'm cleaning and cooking and just have it on when I can watch it. So that's how I watch all of my shows.
And you and your husband watch them separately, you were talking about too a lot of times, because you just have to.
We just have to.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't even think we watch the same series anymore because we just are interested in different things. So,
So there are certain shows, Mad Men, for example, Game of Thrones, some of these type things where my wife and I, we actually have to sit down and watch them together because we like to discuss it and things like that. So sometimes we may not watch it for, say, like 2 or 3 days, which kills someone like Diana because she also watched this. And so a lot of times we want to rehash some of these.
Yeah.
And I think it was last week, you're like, why haven't you watched this yet? We need to watch it.
And Allie Hartwick in the Winged office, there are a couple of people around the office who all watch Mad Men, but we all watch it on different time frames. And so you want to talk about it with somebody, and nobody around is watching it.
So sometimes, like a Sunday night show, we don't actually talk about it's like Wednesday or Thursday, but it's like, oh yeah, I remember that now, depending on what it is. I actually have not done this. There are certain shows that I watch that my wife doesn't.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say that I've never actually like skipped ahead and kind of pretended that I didn't watch it.
I did skip ahead and I didn't pretend.
Well, that's fair.
That's
I guess that's. But you didn't then technically cheat on him then because you told him.
Oh my God, I had to watch all the episodes of The Wire in one sitting. Yeah, that's me.
That makes sense,
person.
though.
Oh my gosh, it's
great show if you
embarrassing.
guys haven't seen it.
Well, okay, speaking of awesome things, how about this? Ballet for grown-ups, if you will. Take out the recitals, take out the tutus, and just get the great workout. That is exactly what Matt did. It is a great class that's being offered. It's called Ultra Bar. It's at the Configuration School of Ballet, and Matt is going to take us for a twirl.